Welcome, curious minds. Today, we're embarking on a rather unique deep dive. We're looking at a source you might not immediately think of for deep insights, a vocabulary textbook.
That's right.
Yes, seriously. We're talking about English vocabulary in use pre-intermediate and intermediate by Stuart Redman. Now, I know you might be thinking, a textbook. Really?
Does sound a bit dry, perhaps, initially.
Right. But trust me, as we unpack this, you'll see it's way more than just a word list. It's a carefully designed tool, packed with unexpected knowledge, and it can genuinely shift how you see the world, not just your grasp of English.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is how even a seemingly straightforward educational text like this, when you look closely, it reveals this really carefully designed system for getting knowledge across.
Mm.
So our mission today is basically to pull back the curtain on this book. We'll look at Cambridge University Press's bigger mission through it and see how the structure, the content, it guides you, the learner, not just to learn words, but to connect with loads of information
Mm-hmm.
about, how the world works, how people behave, even emotions.
So the big question is, what can a dedicated vocabulary book really teach us beyond just the words themselves?
Exactly.
Okay, let's unpack that. So, starting right at the foundation, this book is published by Cambridge University Press. And right there on the first page, they lay out their mission.
Mm-hmm.
They say it's about disseminating knowledge in the pursuit of education, learning, and research at the highest international levels of excellence. It's quite a statement.
It is, yeah.
What does that tell us about, the basis for this deep dive? What's the intention here?
Well, if we connect that mission to the bigger picture, it means this book is basically engineered for thoroughness,
Mm-hmm.
for reliability. So for you, the listener, this isn't just some random list of words they threw together. It's designed as a curated path to becoming, as they put it, well-informed.
Okay, well-informed from a vocab book. Interesting.
Yeah, and look at their global presence. Offices in the UK, USA, Australia, India, Singapore. That's not just corporate fluff. It shows a real commitment to international standards in education.
It's vetted, rigorous.
Exactly. It ensures the content is broadly applicable, that it's been rigorously developed. It's kind of like setting a global standard for learning. So the knowledge you gain is, well, precise and genuinely useful, almost like a quality guarantee.
Okay, so we have this foundation of quality from Cambridge. How does that actually translate into the book itself? Like the mechanics of it? How is it designed to help someone learn, practically speaking?
Right, beyond just reading definitions.
Yeah, because it mentions things like having a routine, using highlighters, writing example sentences from your own life. That sounds quite active.
It is, very much so.
And doing exercises in pencil so you can erase them and do them again later, that's proper old school studying.
It absolutely is. And this whole design, it really speaks to effective pedagogy, the science of teaching, basically.
Right.
The book strategically presents, on average, about 25 items per unit. And it does this through lots of different ways. Texts, glossaries, tables, lists, even pictures and diagrams. Variety is key.
Okay, so it keeps it interesting.
Exactly. And the practice pages are crucial. They generally progress, as it says, from easier to more difficult exercises. So you start with maybe receptive tasks, like matching words to meanings.
Recognizing the words.
Yes. Then you move to more challenging, productive exercises, things like filling gaps in sentences or transforming sentences using the new word. You're actively using the vocabulary.
And what about that over to you section? That sounds important.
It really is. It explicitly encourages you to personalize the learning, apply the new words to talk about, well, yourselves, their lives, and their country, even to express their own personal opinions.
Making it relevant.
Precisely. This whole structure, It directly addresses, your desire as a learner for knowledge that's engaging, thorough, and actually applicable to your life.
And the ebook version adds even more.
Yeah, the ebook enhances it with audio for pronunciation,
Mhm.
super helpful, and extra practice exercises.
Yeah.
It really doubles down on that active learning approach.
You know, what really struck me looking through this, even just flicking through the contents, it's obviously about English vocabulary, but it's definitely not just about words in isolation.
Not at all.
I mean, the unit titles cover everything from fashion and buying clothes to crime, politics, even climate change. It's like a mini encyclopedia tucked inside a language book.
It really is. It's kind of amazing.
So let's pull out some examples. What are some of the maybe surprising bits of world knowledge or just general facts that are embedded in these vocabulary lessons?
Well, this is where you see how vocabulary learning becomes a gateway to broader knowledge. It shows language isn't separate from understanding the world. It's intertwined.
Okay, like what?
So take Unit 6, the world, geography and climate. It doesn't just give you words like mountain or river. It slips in facts, like reminding us that 2/3 of the surface of the Earth is covered in water.
Oh, right, a little geography refresher.
Exactly. Or to point out extremes, like the highest waterfall, Angel Falls in Venezuela, 979 meters high. Or the Amazon being the largest rainforest covering 40% of South America. It makes the vocabulary more concrete, more memorable.
Huh. So you're learning waterfall and getting a fun fact too.
Precisely. Or look at Unit 8, animals and insects. It lists farm animals, donkeys, goats, but also wild ones like leopards and giraffes, and insects like mosquitoes, butterflies. It even notes that tigers are quite rare and endangered.
So a bit of biology and conservation awareness sneaks in.
Yes. And Unit 9, the body and movement, gets quite specific, talking about the forehead, waist, ankle, and actions like nod their head for yes and shake their head for no. Cultural norms embedded in language.
Okay, and what about more modern topics? Technology.
Oh, yeah. Units 52 to 55, communication and technology. They cover everything from newspaper sections to defining podcasts.
Meta.
Huh, yeah. And mobile phone text abbreviations, common ones like ASE and LOL. Computer terms, too, like antivirus software or what happens when your computer is crashing.
So it's reflecting real current language use.
Absolutely. It's this rich tapestry of topics that provides those little aha moments, connecting the language directly to real-world information and how we live now.
That's actually quite clever. So, okay, for you, our listener, this book isn't just dumping words on you. It's giving you a toolkit for how to actually learn effectively.
That's a great way to put it.
It suggests practical things. Have a dictionary, maybe bilingual, maybe English only. Have a notebook. It even points you to the first few units, 1 to 4, for ideas on becoming a better learner.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the core strategies this book pushes for making vocabulary actually stick? Not just memorizing for a test, but long-term retention.
Right, moving beyond rote learning. The book is very explicit about strategies. Unit 1, Learning Vocabulary, gives concrete advice. Use a weekly routine, it suggests, and also a daily routine for revision. Consistency is key.
Makes sense. Little and often.
Exactly. And it tells you to be as active as possible. That means things like testing yourself, cover the meetings, see if you remember, and crucially, writing an example sentence for new words.
And specifically from your own life.
Yes. That personalization is vital. It creates a stronger connection in your memory. Then Unit 2, keeping a vocabulary notebook, builds on this.
How so?
It advises you to organize words into topics, which helps create mental maps. Include translations if you find them necessary, but also try to write the meaning in English if it's possible.
Pushing you towards thinking in English.
Right. And add related information. Synonyms, opposites, other parts of speech like the noun form, the verb form, etc. Builds a network around the word. And again, it stresses example sentences. Not just for meaning, but for grammar, and especially for word partners or collocations.
Ah, yes, collocations. Words that naturally go together.
Exactly, like you make a mistake, not do a mistake. It also reminds us that words often have more than one meaning, a crucial point.
Definitely. So these aren't just vague suggestions. They're like core principles for effective language learning baked right into the book's advice.
They really are foundational principles.
Speaking of those collocations, one of the biggest hurdles when you're learning a language isn't just knowing the words, it's knowing how to use them naturally, how
Right.
to sound, well, fluent.
Absolutely critical.
And this book seems to tackle that head on. Sections on functional language, word formation, phrase building. It talks about those word partners you mentioned,
Allocations, yeah.
fixed phrases, even phrasal verbs, which are often a nightmare for learners.
Though they can be tricky.
And it points out the difference between formal and informal English. So, what's the main takeaway here for you, the listener? Trying to sound more natural, more sophisticated. I remember really struggling with collocations myself. Getting those little pairings right makes such a
It
difference.
really does. It's often the difference between being understood and actually sounding natural. Like knowing you spend time somewhere, but you waste time doing something else. Subtle, but important.
Right.
And what's fascinating here is how the book emphasizes language as this um, dynamic system, not just a static list.
Sure.
Unit 74, Word Partners, explicitly explains that natural usage means knowing the words commonly used with it. And gives an example. I spent time in Paris, not past time.
A common mistake.
Very common. Then Unit 75, Fixed Phrases, goes into common expressions that act like single units. I'm just about to leave, or burst into tears. You learn them as chunks,
Ah, okay. Like idioms almost.
sort of, yeah, or just very common fixed ways of saying things. Then Unit 79 tackles phrasal verbs, fell over, find out. It notes they're often more informal than their single-word synonyms, like discover versus find out, or omit versus leave something out.
Understanding that formality level is key.
Definitely. And the book also gives you really valuable tools for expanding your vocabulary systematically. Unit 70 on prefixes, changing meaning like un or im. Unit 71 on suffixes, forming nouns, aerationist. Unit 72 on forming adjectives, airable, airable.
So you learn the building blocks of words.
Exactly, how word families are built. So this whole part of the book, it equips you not just to understand, but to express yourself fluently with nuance and appropriately for the context. Whether you're making requests, that's Unit 66, or expressing opinions in Unit 67, or just handling basic greetings and farewells covered in Unit 69, it's about building a truly functional command of the language.
Wow. So we've really peeled back the layers on what looked like just a simple vocabulary textbook. And underneath, we found this, well, this surprisingly rich landscape, full of general knowledge, carefully designed learning principles, unexpected insights into the world.
Yeah, it's much more than meets the eye.
It really is a powerful reminder, isn't it? That even tools designed for a very specific purpose can, if you look closely, open doors to a huge amount of information, far beyond what you might initially expect.
Absolutely. Which leads us to a final thought, really, for you, our listener. If a vocabulary textbook, something quite specific, can hold such a breadth of knowledge and offer such detailed guidance on how to learn effectively,
Hmm.
what other everyday sources, things you might overlook, could be holding similar hidden depths? What knowledge is out there waiting for you if you just decide to embark on your own deep dive?